Alright, welcome back to tonight's sad reality. I almost had my screen completely messed up going into today because I had it, I guess, zoomed in further just to make yesterday look a little bit better. And then, so I'm always glad to do a double check at least before I, actually commit to, recording, which is kind of funny because the entire point of this is, like, doing everything as a one-shot. Also, that is a little loud. Settings. But yeah, yesterday was quite the recording, I'll say. And I guess we're back to Slop Live, or regularly scheduled programming, broadcasting, whatever we want to call it. And honestly, I think I like the recordings like yesterday, just the days like that. I think they're cool. I think there's a time and place for them. I think it's difficult some days to keep it appropriate or just low-key enough that it's like a story and not all over the place, all that. Because again, all these things are improv, no scripting. I stopped writing notes like I used to have, and well, it's all in the mind, you know? So, what can we do with the machinations of the mind? New quest, merge to get Waystone. I played this game forever ago, and it was fun. I didn't think it was so fun to the point that I was going to keep playing it. But, I like the game for what it's worth. Although, I didn't realize some of the achievements were kind of grindy, so I ended up giving up. Funny enough. I was still thinking about that too, because I realized that yesterday it just felt like so much more or like effort or whatever else than even just some of these things. And it makes me wonder, like, what am I doing here with some of these, you know? Is there like a niche that I fit into within YouTube, or is there anything else I should be looking for? I don't really know. I mean, I kind of want to figure that out myself. Is there a game I need to look for? Just keep recording that game, making the same things over and over. I feel like I've got the consistency, just not really the style that I'm looking for yet. And maybe that'll come with time, you know? I think probably the biggest part of that is finding something you genuinely enjoy. And part of life is honestly realizing that, hey, there's plenty of things you don't enjoy, or there's things that you enjoy, but maybe there's a little more out there than just what you thought there was originally, you know? And sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out too, or hard to accept when you do find that thing and you're like, this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And turns out it's something completely different than what you originally thought it was. Or for me, the harsh reality being always out of games like this, brain rot, stuff that's just easy, and that's kind of it. That's all it'll be. That's all it'll probably ever be. You know, easy. The Mega Merge. But so I went back to work today, and everything was fine from yesterday. Nothing crazy happens, you know. I think it's funny too, being worried, or I guess even considering like, hey, what do people think about this? Or, you know, how do people see each other after this? You know, my boss is a real one. He was like, hey, what do you think about the talk yesterday? You doing all right still and all that? And I'm like, yeah, it was good. I think it was definitely needed and all that. And really, I've got a lot of appreciation for those kinds of things too. I know sometimes I take a very critical look at things, but in every sense of the word, I mean, I really do appreciate the people around me, even though sometimes it doesn't come across that way, you know? I feel like it's really easy some days to get caught up in the mess, the thick of it, and not say, hey, thank you for doing this thing, or thank you for teaching me. Thank you for teaching me, even if it's the wrong way sometimes, you know? Even that's a bit of a sad way of looking at it, but you gotta learn someday, you know, and whether it's the right way or the wrong way or something in between, that's kind of, I don't know if it's arbitrary, so to speak, as long as you're at least able to discern at some point what is right and right from wrong and figure things out, you know? But still all considered, things are kind of back to normal. It's nice. Kind of being able to breathe again with all that, because there'd been so much from yesterday that had been kind of sitting in my chest, and I'm like, you know, this is kind of a YouTube channel where I just sit and talk about things. Why not do the very obvious and do what I usually do and talk about things or make something out of it? Although I hadn't really talked about it, I guess, until stuff eventually just kind of became what it was. So, it's kind of interesting, because again, this is like, it's this channel that gets very little attention, and it might one day, but today's not that day, and it might be a while before it is. But I think legacy matters in some ways or another. Some of the things I was thinking about from that whole talk yesterday too was the legacy we leave behind, the people we teach, and all that. It's actually what my boss talked about as well. A lot of it was the mark that we leave on other people. There's a certain level of responsibility that we have as either influencers, content creators, all these other funny things in the world. And it's like, well, what kind of content do you want to put out there? Do you want to be the bad guy? Do you want to make fun of things? Do you want to satirize things? Do you want to be the good guy? Do you want to show people the positive things in the world? Maybe a little bit in between. What is this? What is sad reality? What is... Why do this, right? And, I don't know, I'm trying to think about, like, internally sort of justifying all these things. And some days it's hard to, other days it's just like, well, I'm doing this because I want to see if I actually am decent at content creation by myself, what it means to kind of fly solo and all that. And I'm realizing that I suck at it, you know? Writing scripts and all that, it's hard. But to me, it's always been easier to write a script and make something out of nothing rather than improv everything, you know? So, I guess that's kind of been my take on it, and I don't know what my legacy's going to be. It's always something to consider as, like, when, you know, the day you quit your job, the day you leave everything behind, what are you going to be remembered for? You know? Hopefully something that's worthwhile, someone that means something to other people, and if not, well, I mean, you kind of had one shot to make it happen, and you didn't. Not everyone can, right? I mean, if everyone was special, then what was it? The line in The Incredibles? If everyone's a super, no one will be. So, not to say that we can't all aspire to something, but it's very hard for us all to stand out together or all be someone in the same way. And I guess that really is kind of the difference as to what makes someone special or not so. Legacy, all that. So I was going to keep tonight's episode kind of brief. I thought it was a decent idea to talk about, kind of something to just chill with, and I mean, it's kind of a slow game. This is about as far as I've gotten. That's cool, that's fun, I guess. I mean, I don't know, enjoyment being relative for all things in life. Like, speaking of, I was back to the Oxygen Not Included, and I think I'm on, like, my 12th world now or something, and I'm only now learning how to, like, automate, ranching, but it's still not working, because dupes keep getting in this cycle of doing dumb things that I wish they wouldn't do. Like, running back and forth trying to find oxygen when they should be eating, and then they starve to death on, like, when there's plenty of food around or whatever. And I'm just like, why? Why? Finding a game that pisses me off so much, but then also, like, trying to find some way to conquer it, it's just, like, insufferable, almost, if that's even the right word. But then other than that, I mean, starting to have a little bit more free time now, which is nice, because, people that I have been working with for a while, they went on vacation, they're finally getting back from that, which means I get to breathe again. I can chill, and I actually have a few days off coming up, so I'll finally get to kind of relax and make something of it. Of course, the character stills for the main channel are coming along, and I'll probably just be grinding achievements as per usual. Remember, not too long ago, I say not too long ago, I mean, it's probably about a month ago, in a video I was like, hey, I need to start streaming at some point, and I've noticed a lot of people have been back to it recently. Same thing, like, Valorant just reset their season, so I've had some friends that are hopping on Valorant. Stuff like that, where, people are just kind of getting back in the swing of things, and I'm like, well, I gotta start that at some point, you know, even if the quality is like these videos and no one watches, but at least it's something. I know how to balance audio. I actually went to a friend's stream, one of my coworkers. I was like, hey, you might want to boost your audio by, like, 4 decibels. It's super quiet, and, boost your mic an extra 2. That way you're able to be heard. So, something with the skills that we have, and I guess that'll sort of influence the legacy we leave behind. It's also kind of hard, too, to use those skills and not be overbearing in your presence with it. My dad was actually poking fun at my mom, and my mom was, like, correcting someone's grammar, and my dad was like, and to the people who find it necessary to correct others, you are so very much appreciated. And I was like, wow, that's some sass. I haven't seen that in a minute. And, Yeah, it's like that's funny to me. Ooh, merging stuff. Fun. Is this enough? Looks like it is. It's not. There we go, now it is. Well, I guess if I'd mined that rock, it would have been. But yeah, so it's been a lot to think about, and really, I don't know, with a lot of stuff. It's nice to have people around, people to talk with, people to hang out, chat with, but you also got to keep moving forward. Been watching Ken videos, and he's like, well, I'm gonna start collabing with people, you know, start breaking out of the cocoon. It's kind of inspiring too. It's like, hey, um, gotta try things eventually, even if sure you've got bad memories, bad history with people, you know, can't live like that. I think it's kind of what he said, and for someone as goofy as that, I definitely fully, wholeheartedly agree. So, to the people that think they don't leave an influence, they certainly do. It's just not always in the ways they expect. And I think that's a good note to end on. So, thank you so much for watching tonight's Sad Reality. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Hopefully, I'll be able to get this up by midnight to keep that half alive, half dead. We'll call it the Schrodinger shriek alive. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.